I saw you buy this piece of meat for $9 and something.
It was most of my budget.
It was. It was
Yeah.
half.
Well, I wanted to do something with beef because chicken's the go-to sort of inexpensive item. So I thought I'd splurge a little bit on the meat and then maybe have to cut back. You saw me.
You've cut this top round into small
right, about
strips.
inch pieces, inch and a half. And
Okay.
what the tip here is that you can use a more expensive kind of meat, but this is great if you cook it very fast on high heat. So
Okay.
you want to sear it really quickly.
And brown
it.
it,
cooks
so-
for, you know, less than a minute on each side. It gets nice and brown.
So a tiny bit of
as
salt.
you'll see here. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and nice and hot oil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get it all in the pan.
So is this all the steak? That's
Yeah,
one
it's about
cup?
a pound
Okay.
once it's cut up. So once you sear all your meat in batches, which is a nice way to make sure that it gets a nice golden brown crust like that, is you will add some butter to your pan. I've got some mushrooms already cooked here. We can add some onions, turn the heat up.
So I like how you cook the onions till they're very nice and caramelized, because they then taste like the really good woodland mushrooms, don't they?
They do. And you know, another tip is if you salt the vegetables as they go in, it helps them exude their liquid, which then helps you get a nice caramelization as well. So they don't stay firm, they let their water out.
Yep.
So try and season every layer, then your food tastes really good and you don't have to dump, you know, a whole bunch of salt on it at the end to make it flavorful. So we've got our onions and mushrooms going here. Here are some that have gone for probably about 10 minutes.
Oh, really? That's all? Okay,
Yeah,
so they
it's
look
really
nice.
quick.
They're very nice.
Yeah, this is a nice quick dish, which is why I chose it, because I don't have a lot of time.
Okay, so now this meat is going to go into there.
You can put that meat on the plate. You
Oh,
can
okay.
actually take it off now because it's going to cook a little bit more and you want it
Okay.
nice and rare. And what I'm going to do is make the basis for the sauce.
Okay.
So what I do is...
Where does the butter go?
The butter actually will go in the pan once
Oh,
you've
okay.
taken the meat out. I'm going to sprinkle some flour on top of my cooked onions and mushrooms. I'm going to stir that around for, 15 seconds just to get the flour to cook off. And then what I'm going to do is deglaze with some beef broth. So you're going to deglaze here, get the nice brown bits up off the bottom of the pan. And then off of heat, I've got another cup of beef broth that I've warmed and taken off of the heat. And to this, I'm going to add my sour cream. And the reason I've taken it off the heat is because sometimes when you add dairy or eggs to a liquid that's hot, it can curdle.
Oh,
So
okay.
we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to add this off the heat. I'm going to whisk it to incorporate it, and then we're going to add it back to the dish that you have in front of you to make the sauce.
And the mustard.
Mustard, everything goes in the pot. Stir that up. And then we can put this right back in. Stir that together. You can add the meat back in there, Martha. And meanwhile, I've got some egg noodles here that I cooked before. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter to that, and we will get that melted in there. So that's the basis, of the dish. And it's pretty simple.
Very.
Yeah, I like to garnish it with parsley or chives. I actually didn't have enough money for either of those, but I have an herb in my windowsill at home, so I brought it in, and I thought I could fudge it a little bit. I don't know. If you want to consider that cheating, we'll see. Let me plate you up some. I also have
Demerits.
I know, sorry, but all in the name of competition.
Oh, that's a big serving.
It's a hearty meal.
Oh, okay.
I like to serve, a nice hearty meal. I also have my peanut butter cookies here, which came from mostly pantry items and the peanut butter. They're really easy. The recipe's on the website, and I hope
So
you
this is to
enjoy,
serve how
Martha.
many? 4?
This serves 4, yeah. And the
Definitely.
noodles, the bag of noodles makes a little bit more than that. So if you have leftovers, you can use them up in a different way. You can serve them to the kids plain. So delicious, easy, really fast meal, especially if you do all of your planning and all of your cutting in ahead of time.
Look at that.
Oh, beef stroganoff.
Well, this is a nice family meal, and is it the winner of our challenge? We'll see at the end of the show. I will taste.